All right, Sooner Nation, we're back. And today we got a special one for you. We talked about it. You guys have asked for this one down in the chat, but we've got Sean Huntton who's going to be joining us here in a second. So, as always, join the discussion, jump down in the comments below. But before we dive into the interview real quick, I want to give Oklahoma fans an understanding of who Sean Huntton is, according to a lot of these recruiting sites. So, as you can see here, thank you to 247 for the great graphic. 6'3", 315-pound inside offensive lineman. Plays center, but I think a lot of Oklahoma fans are hoping that maybe he can come here and be one of those flex guys, a guy that can play multiple positions, maybe try to swing over to the guard spot a little bit. So without further ado, I'm going to bring Sean Huntton up onto the panel. Sean, how are you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. It's not 105 degrees in Oklahoma right now. We got kind of a cold front coming in with some rain, so I can't complain when it's July and it's like 90 degrees. You can't complain.
I know it's hot out here.
Yeah. That Texas heat in the summer, it kills you.
Man, I'm doing good though. Everything's been great. Football workouts been great though, man.
Yeah. So how do football workouts work for a high schooler in the summer? Like, when do you start those? Is it kind of similar to like a college setup where, they have summer workouts and then you go into fall camp? Like, what does that work for a high schooler?
So I know like our typical day at Louisville, especially for me as an offensive lineman, I usually wake up around between 5:30 and 6. So I know this week in particular, we're kind of prepping for fall camp, getting little installs ready. So we start at 7. We had 7 or team meetings at 7:15. That went on around 15 minutes, and then we'll get on the field for some skills for around 45 minutes, some installs. Just kind of working the plays, especially for the young guys. So we'll do that. Head to the weight room, get our weights in, then come back out to the field, do conditioning and speed and agility, and then wrap it up. And I know they leave the field and facility open for us to get extra work in if we need to, extra training.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, kind of talking about football a little bit and your history with it. When did you start playing football, and how did you know that this was something that you wanted to play and do at a high level?
I know my parents got me in football, I'd say real early. I think like 3, 4 years old. I know I was playing flag football. It was real fun. I've always loved football, but originally basketball was my main sport because I was always taller than everybody as a kid and bigger than everybody. So they put me in basketball. And really, until 8th grade was really when I realized football is what I need to do and what I really want to do. Because I always loved football more. It's just basketball is always what I was pushed to do. So really around 8th grade is really when I made that flip and transition, thinking like football is really what I need to do. And like I need to start taking the right steps, the right to push myself so I can play at that next level and play college football, which is always the goal for a lot of high school athletes. So
Yeah, and then coming out of middle school, you get into high school, and this is where the recruiting process picks up for a lot of recruits. So kind of walk us through, what this recruiting process has been like for you.
man, it's been long. So I know as a freshman coming into freshman year, I mean, I had a lot of upside. A lot of coaches liked me. But the biggest thing was always my size. So being an undersized lineman in a lot of size has always been kind of hard for me. So I know freshman year, sophomore year, I had coaches talking to me, but it wasn't nothing really crazy. So I know going into sophomore year spring ball, me and my coaches made the decision that moving to center will probably be best for me, even though it's brand new, don't really know much about it, haven't really ever snapped the ball. So I kind of got into that. And as that kind of happened, I mean, it kind of gained love for the position center, and more coaches started to realize me, come up to me, talk to me. So I know had my full junior year, and then schools like Oklahoma, A&M, Mississippi Valley, and a few of even the D2 schools that hit me up. Just that's kind of how it came in. And then I know eventually, right after I went up to OU my second time, I think it was May, sometime in May. That's kind of when I want to start shutting it down. Oklahoma's where I want to be. It's a great place with great coaches, and a great family, and fan support. So type of place I was like, I want to be at no matter what the role is, what type of position, but come in and get to work. So that's kind of how it's been for me.
Yeah, now take us behind the curtain there. So obviously you're committed to Oklahoma. Share that moment that you told the staff you were coming and how that all played out.
So I was at one of the summer workouts. You know, I've been there. I was up there the whole day, and I was thinking about it the whole day. Like, yeah, I'm finna probably come in, commit today. You know, let the staff know that here's where I want to be. So I let Coach Woods know and Colin Kennedy at 24/7 know when I first got there. I know me and Colin, we're real close friends, and we're kind of talking about it a few days before that, how I was thinking about it. So Coach Woods, who was my host, was talking to him, like telling him, like, yeah, I'm probably gonna commit today. I know he was fired up. And of course, like towards the end of the day when I called Coach Beatenbow and really much the rest of the staff, Coach V, Coach Venable was like, they were all fired up, all excited, and like it was a dream come true for me because I know I've always wanted to play for Oklahoma growing up. So kind of just being able to tell them they're all fired up, gave me a hug, you know, talking about how this is gonna be a great moment. I was excited. My family was real excited. So it was real great, man. I was probably one of my best moments in my life, to be honest with you.
That's awesome to hear. That's so cool. And yeah, I mean to be able to share that moment with the coaching staff, to be there, to be able to do it in person, that's got to be a different experience. Because I know there's some people, they got to give that phone call, they got to shoot the text, they can't always, be there in person to tell them. So that's awesome. You have a former teammate, Jaden Hardy, who's currently here at Oklahoma. But I'm sure you've got other teammates across the country at other schools. So, what was that recruiting process like? Like, was Jaden Hardy recruiting you to Oklahoma? And then were there any other commits anywhere else or any other players at any other schools recruiting you to their respective schools?
Nah, man, not really. I know me and Hardy, we're really good friends. That's like I see him as an older brother a lot of times. I know when I talk to him, he gives me a lot of great advice, especially on like how life is after because he's now in that position in college and he knows what it's like. So I know when I got the opportunity to go have the chance to play at Oklahoma, he told me I should come play, do what I'm supposed to. But I mean, I really feel like he was kind of recruiting me hard. I know me and Mike, so I know he really wanted us to come play. I know he was excited too. And every time I go down there, I always make sure to see him. You know, that's my guy. So he was really the main one out of everyone that was like, yeah, you should come play for this school. You know, that was the guy.
Yeah, and you had a couple of elite schools looking at you, seeking your commitment. What stood out between Oklahoma from your in-state schools, Texas and Texas A&M? You visited Oklahoma, like you said, a couple times, but be two in-state schools. I think there, always is a lot of pressure sometimes to stay in state and go to one of those schools. So I guess what stood out between the three?
Man, so I always like Oklahoma, loved them. I really liked A&M. Like I remember I went down there for the spring game. It was amazing. I really love A&M. And same with Austin. Austin's a beautiful place. But what really stood out with OU is how like they talk with me, my family, and kind of how like the personal relationship is. Because I know Coach Beatenbow, he does a great job on that, just making sure he's always checking in on me. He checks in on my mom too. So that's kind of what really stood out to me because they're gonna take care of me. You know, they're gonna do right by me. And versus like other schools, like I'm not saying A&M or Texas is a bad school at all. They're both great because my connection with their coaching staff just wasn't the same as it is with OU. You get what I'm saying? That was kind of the hard part with me, like choosing positions. It really wasn't hard because that's where I really looked at. And of course, factors like Oklahoma has, like they put a lot of offensive linemen in the league, and they do a great job with centers as well. Like Creed Humphreys, probably the best center in the league now, and he went to OU. So they put a lot of great centers in the league. So that's why I was like, yeah, I need to go there, and I feel like I have the best chance to get developed.
Yeah. Now it's late in the cycle. Is there anybody that you're trying to recruit to Oklahoma, whether it's here in this current 2025 class or maybe even looking into 2026?
Okay, so recruiting wise, of course, my boy Big Mike. The goal is 21st. Hope to get him up here. That's my dog. That'd be great. I know he told me he's not going to tell me where he's going. He wants to see my reaction live. So I don't know if that's going to be good or bad. But I know Mike. I want to get Lamont to commit because I know Lamont. He's a great player, great footwork, and great size. 27 wise, I know. Let's see who or 26 is. There's another D lineman too. He's committing Friday. I don't remember his name, but he's a real good dude. Friday or he's from Florida.
He's from Florida. Friday. I don't know.
He's a
I'd have to go back and look it up.
Yeah, but there's this D lineman from Florida. He's a 4-star. He's a great player. I really want him to come down here. I've been texting him. But really just trying to keep people, committed, keep the main thing the main thing. I always tell people, like, OU's a place where you go get better as a man outside of just a football player. And that's what's really going to stand out from these different programs is that at Oklahoma, yeah, football is important. That's going to be the main thing. But football is eventually going to come to an end. I know Oklahoma, they do a great job at that with their soul mission program and a lot of things they got going on up there.
Yeah, and you were talking about getting Michael Fasusi to Oklahoma. I know that every Oklahoma fan would love to see that happen. They love their 5-star offensive lineman. So this is our pitch to Michael Fasusi to pick Oklahoma, come join everybody up here. And I know he's got a good relationship with Bill Bedenbaugh, so we'll have to see there what his pick is, and hopefully it's a good surprise. Hopefully him coming to Oklahoma is a good surprise. Hopefully he doesn't go across the Red River to the Longhorns and Kyle Flood down there. I'd be a really sad Sooner fan. So on a Friday night, before you walk out of the tunnel to play game, what are some songs that are on your playlist that get you hyped up?
Oh, that's a good – okay, a lot of people would take this as a surprise. But a lot of times before games, like after I go for my initial pregame warm-up, I listen to country music a lot, like Morgan Wallen, Zach Bryan, Luke Combs. Because, like, it's calm music, it's calming my heartbeat down, kind of getting me relaxed. But I like a lot of those artists. And, of course, I listen to people like NBA Youngboy, Drake, Lil Baby, a whole bunch of rappers on my playlist. I got playlists for everything. It just really depends on my mood, to be honest with you. Like sometimes I want to be calm and relaxed before I walk out there, be focused, and keep the main thing.
Morgan Wallen's an interesting one. I don't think I've heard that one yet, but I get it. Morgan Wallen's a pretty good one. What's your favorite topping on pizza?
Sausage or pepperoni. Probably one of those.
Sausage or pepperoni. Well, now, what's your take on pineapple on pizza?
Okay, pineapple on pizza at the right place. If it's at the right place and made the right way, if it's not too much, not too little, it's great. I ain't gonna lie. It's great. I remember I had it in, I think it was Florida, Miami. I went down to Miami for a vacation with my family. I had some pineapple pizza. It was great.
Oh, yeah. Now, other than football, what's your favorite sport to watch or play in your pastime?
Basketball. I know, like I was saying earlier, I know I had to stop playing basketball because I know our old O-line coach didn't want me to play. So I know freshman year I was kind of bummed out about that. But I love in my free time whenever I have the chance to, whenever my body feels good, go to the gym with my friends. Because all my friends, like most of them that I grew up with, all are basketball players. So I'll go with them to the gym, get a few runs in. And I'll go off for sometimes a calm 15 points. Nothing too crazy. It just depends how I'm feeling, But that's probably something. I love watching that too. Basketball's a great game. So
now, who's your favorite NBA team?
NBA team? I'm a LeBron fan, so the Lakers right now, but wherever he goes, that's where I'm at,
All right, so when LeBron retires and you're in Oklahoma, you can just become a Oklahoma City Thunder fan because we all know they're about to run the West for the next couple of years.
No, I know Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, their point guard, he's great. I ain't gonna lie. So I know their young team, they have a lot of potential. So I know next year, if they went to the second or third round of the playoffs this year, I wouldn't be surprised for them to make a finals appearance in the next years. So yeah, they're real nice. I'd love to go to one of those games too in Oklahoma, too. Oklahoma City. Oh yeah.
Oh, I mean, you've been to an OU football game, right?
Oh yeah.
So I would say it's a very different experience. But I would say it's louder in Paycom. It's a little louder. Now, a lot of that's because you're in an enclosed arena as of, in Norman, everything's outside, it's in the elements, but there's just something about the NBA Thunder game day environment that they create for the fans that just makes it an incredible experience.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm excited. I'm excited. That's probably one of the first things I'm gonna do that spring when I get down here. Norman is probably go to Oklahoma City Thunder game. I haven't been to a basketball game in a little bit, so I definitely want to go see them play a good team. Probably the Lakers, hopefully, if they play them, but that's definitely
all you got to do is hit Miguel Chavis up because I've seen him there a couple times, so I know he likes the Thunder, and I'm sure he could show you the ropes of the Paycom Center. We're actually building a new arena, too, so hopefully in the next couple of years you get to experience that. Well, kind of as we wrap this up, what can Sooner fans expect from you day one when you step on campus?
Day one, just coming in and ready to work, I've been built on the beliefs that nothing's given, everything's earned. So I know I'm the type of person that's gonna come in, get to work day one, and fight and earn my keep. I know I mentioned that a lot and tell people about it with this opportunity in particular as a PWO. It's like I want to come in, earn my keep, and show people why I should have been this, this, and this, but also proving myself right versus proving other people wrong. So really coming in day one, I just want to let the people know I'm here to work. I'm excited to be a part of the family. I'm here for the long haul too. So yeah, man.
Love to hear that. Love to hear